Yo, what's up, you guys? Mackie LT here. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. So, in today's video, I want to discuss how much heat these 3070 Ti's are throwing off using the ET hash algorithm. So, currently, I don't have any insulation in my floor joists or anything. So, essentially, all the heat coming off of my rigs over here are just going up through my flooring, and the only thing separating my basement from my first floor is 3/4 inch plywood and then LVP flooring. So my AC is basically running non-stop because this 3070 rig right here drastically increased the amount of heat that's getting thrown off from all the rigs here in the basement. So essentially, what I'm going to be doing is swapping this guy and probably my 103070 rig over from Ethereum to the Ergo Autolycos algorithm, and we'll see how much the temperatures end up changing just from swapping those to the different algorithm. And just for a baseline, this guy was showing over 100 degrees ambient earlier. I already swapped the algorithm just because it's way too hot. But yeah, so I'll go over to my computer and swap everything over, and we'll take a look at the temperatures coming off of these rigs and how they compare to the ET hash algorithm. All right, you guys, so I'm over at my computer. I got What to Mine open, and I got some screen caps of my Ethereum settings on this rig and my current Ergo settings that's running right now. So I just want to go a little bit over the methodology of why I wanted to switch over to Ergo and why I picked Ergo itself. So you can see that the memory temperatures right here are, around 100 degrees C, and then the bottom right here was 104 degrees C. So this rig was throwing off an insane amount of temperature and heat, and it's really just making my AC run like almost all the time in my house, just because it's bleeding through the floor from the basement to my first floor. So What to Mine is a great tool. So I came here and I just popped in 4 3070 Ti's and then 2 1660 Ti's, and I have 11 cents per kilowatt hour, so just calculate this, and see, just benchmark, I was making 562 per day profit with Ethereum, but really just trying to reduce temperatures, and my main focus is on that, and then I have to swap over to something else anyways with the merge coming up in like just over a week or a week and a half. Looking at Ergo though, you can see it pulls 760 watts right here compared to Ethereum's 960, and yeah, so it pulls a lot less. And coming over here to the right side of my screen, you can see that even with all my fans running 80%, the core temps are they're all plus or minus like 3 or 4 degrees C. So that's not too bad, but the memory temperatures definitely drastically got reduced, with my highest one being 84. So I reduced temps by 20 degrees C in the memory just by doing that. And then one other thing I want to discuss, not actually heat related, but just like overclocking and stuff like that. So I just did a little bit of Googling on the internet, and I was able to come up with my core and memory clocks. So I just kind of took a stab at it and plugged them in. And what you can do for kind of just like a gut check to see if they're approximately right, you can compare like individual GPUs, right? So let's say for one 1660 Ti, we'll calculate it. It should be on the Autolycus algorithm, be around 80 watts and 54 mega hash. You can see over here in my Ergo settings, I'm getting over that 54 mega hash, and I'm actually under the 80 watts that What to Mine says I can pull. So that seems to be like I'm in the right ballpark, at least for the 1660 Ti overclocks. And then if I can find the 3070 Ti, plug in one here, calculate it, and then yeah, again, look at this. Should be around 170 mega hash. So yeah, I'm pulling literally 170.3 on all of them, and for watts should be around 150. It looks like I'm a little bit below that, which is pretty sweet. So I can tell that my overclock settings that I put in are pretty close and pretty accurate, I guess. But I can play around them some more. I just popped those in and just started running it, so that way I could have less downtime on the rig itself. All right, so moving on to my 103070 rig. My first step was just popping that in, making sure that my cost is 11 cents, calculate, and then I'm not too concerned about daily profitability, but Ergo and Flux are both up there around Ethereum for daily profitability. So I was, comparing the two of those, but I care more about how much power I'm pulling, because on the Zelhash algorithm, which is for Flux, that's 1800 watts, which puts me up around the max for my 120 volt 20 amp circuit, because that circuit is tied into all my bathrooms in my condo here. So I want to leave a little bit in the reserves. And then looking at Ethereum, or the ET hash algorithm for a baseline, got 1300 watts. And then the Autolycos algorithm for Ergo is also 1300 watts. So between the three algorithms, I want obviously to move off of Ethereum because of the merge coming up in a week and a half. So I kind of pigeonholed myself into the Autolycos algorithm with having 103070s on this rig. The other alternative would have been Kapow for like Neoxa or Ravencoin, but again, that's up at 1800 watts, which is the same as the Zelhash algorithm. So I decided to move on with the Autolycos algorithm anyways for Ergo, just because I want to build up a little bit in my wallet before the merge and all that hash rate comes over to the algorithm. So yeah, I'll just compare the temperatures right here. They're pulling the same amount of power, so I didn't expect the temperatures to change very much, and it's plus or minus like 1 or 2 degrees between Ethereum and Ergo, just looking at those values. The next thing I wanted to look at are my overclock settings. So coming back to What to Mine, this says I can get approximately 1600 mega hash. I don't have the total here in the Ergo settings picture, but I have an average of probably 157 mega hash, and because some of these are like 158.6, some are down around like 156.9 or whatever. So I figure 157 is like a good average or whatever. So I got what that times 10 would be 1570. So I'm like 30 under what to Mine says I can get, and then the little bit of poking around the internet that I did says I can probably get 170 per card. So I definitely have some playing around to do with these settings, but I usually like to start off on the more conservative side and then work my way up from there. So that way I'm not dealing with having to troubleshoot, things crashing and stuff like that. So that pretty much sums up what I ended up doing for my 3070 rig. All right, guys, so I'm back down in my basement. I just wanted to see if I could notice any difference in the temperature at all, but it's around that 91 degrees Fahrenheit that I captured earlier in the video, but that 91 degrees was because I had already swapped the 3070 Ti's over to the Autolycos algorithm already. So but it was 100 degrees or higher than that actually, so dropped about 10 degrees in ambient temperature, which is pretty awesome. So I'm happy about that. But moving forward, I'm not going to be happy about putting all of my AMD cards onto other coins. These guys are kind of pigeonholed into like Neoxa or Ravencoin. They don't do so hot on the auto ICOs or the Zelhash algorithms. So probably gonna have to swap over to Kapow here in the next week for those guys. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Thanks for your support so far, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.